What's up, guys? John Coffee here. Getting ready to do a review of a TV show that I watched just recently. Um, yeah, I'm going to try to keep this going. Try to put more videos. Try to get, you know, I want this channel to be full of material for you guys to watch. It just gets harder and harder, and I apologize for doing one video a week and just leaving it at that, not even really attempting, but I promise, it's my promise to you guys, I'm going to keep doing videos, as many as possible, so I can have material for people to watch, because, we are losing quite a few viewers, and I understand that, because we were only putting out one video a week, and I'd forget I was there too, we went from getting quite a few views to only getting like 4 or 5, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to start doing more videos to try to get our viewers to come back. Come on back. But anyways, that's not what this video is about. This video is about a TV show, a mini-series, if you will, from my favorite director to ever walk the face of this planet. And I've probably said that 100,000 times in these videos, but it's true, man. There is no director I enjoy more than Takashi Miike. The guy's stuff is just 95% of the time great. 5% of the time you might get a couple bad movies or movies I don't really care for, but pretty much everything I have seen by Takashi Miike I just absolutely adore. Like recently I watched Fudo, amazing movie. Dead or Alive, amazing movie. 13 Assassins just recently came out, amazing movie. When Ninja Kids comes out, guess who's gonna be the first in line to get it? Me. I love Takashi Miike. This is a mini-series he did. And I'd seen this thing a while, because what I'll do occasionally when I get some money and I don't want to buy some movies, I'll just go put the director's name into Amazon. I'll just go Takashi Miike, and he'll bring up all these lists of movies, and I'll go through it and figure out which ones I want, and either put them on the wish list or go ahead and get them. And I'd seen this on here for so long, man, and I wasn't sure what it was, but eventually I found out it was a miniseries done by Takashi Miike for the Japanese channel Wow Wow, which if you're an MMA fan, you'll know that here recently UFC in Japan was televised on Wow Wow. So random fact, had nothing to do with this video. I apologize. So I eventually started looking up reviews for it and watching people online talk about it, and everybody was across the board saying it was a great, fun show. And if you hear a saw in the background, I apologize. There's roofers on the top of my house right now. So eventually I was like, I got all this super cheap, and I was like, here we go, I'm gonna check it out. And I bought this, which is volume 1. I got it for like $3, super cheap. But I didn't realize this was just volume 1. I thought this was the whole series. No, this is just the first 2 episodes, because then I got this, and this, which actually has a bonus disc in it too, with all the directors of pretty much interviews with everybody in the cast. But I was kind of irritated. I got all that super cheap. I had to pay over $10 for all 3 of them. But you can get the whole entire series on Amazon for like $8, and it's a box set, which I would have rather had done. But I'm not gonna complain too much. All right, let me see if I can quite possibly explain the plot to this show, because it's all over the place. If I was to relate this to anything, I would say this is Takashi Miike's Twin Peaks. If you're a fan of the genre, you know that David Lynch did a show called Twin Peaks. Well, this is the equivalent for Takashi Miike. Basically, the show starts out with Yusuke Kobayashi, who is a detective, who one day when he comes home finds that his wife has been murdered. And minor spoilers, there's no way to talk about the show without minor spoilers, so if you don't want to know certain plot points about this show, turn it off. But I promise not to give away any of the big stuff. So he finds that his wife has been murdered, and her stomach has been cut open, and we're led to assume that a child was taken out. That comes into play a little more later in the show, and a phone has been put in there in its place. So ripped the baby out, stuck a phone in, I think. They never really come out and say 100%. So he believes it's this guy named Nishihindo Shinji, who he then tracks down, despite his partners trying to stop him, and kills him. And all the stress and drama leads to him forming multiple personalities. He no longer is Yusuke Kobashi, he's now Amamiya Kazuzuki. And if I'm saying these names wrong, I apologize. So, eventually he gets off the force and basically pretends like he doesn't remember anything happened, and he pretends to be Yusuke Kobashi, but Yusuke Kobashi no longer exists in his mind. Until one day, murders begin to happen again that have the same MO as the man he killed. And basically, plus there's also a bunch of murders too. The show is a murder mystery show where each week some Nishihachi Shinji has some involvement in these crimes and they're trying to solve it and try to stop him. That's the overall plot. But basically, murders start happening again with that guy's MO, and they bring back Yusuke Kobashi, who is now Amamiya Kazuzuki. And basically we find out that, yeah, Nishihinjo is dead, but his personality has been transferred through phone and the internet. And anyone who has a barcode in their left eye, he can transfer to, and he brings out their inner evil. And basically, that's the plot of the show. They're basically just trying to stop him. And there's also stuff about, like, there's a fake musician named Lucy Monostone who has something to do with it, who's like a terrorist from the 60s, and there's this guy who sells snuff movies, and there's all kinds of craziness that I'm not going to be able to explain here, but that's your basic plot. It's 6 episodes, it's very short, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Thought it, top and bottom, was just a fantastic show. Acting is solid. It at times is extremely brutal and mean-spirited, and at times is absolutely hilarious. That's one thing I've learned most about Miike, is that Miike's humor. Like, you watch a lot of, like, if you've ever seen any Japanese television, like their comedy shows and stuff like that, the humor doesn't really translate well. But Miike has always been really good about his jokes work. No matter who you are, where you are, his jokes work. They're funny. And no different here. They're funny. But there's things, man, like ripping children out of women's stomachs, snuff films, women with flowers growing out of their brains with the top of their heads cut off. Lots of brutal stuff in it. But what this show is probably most infamous for is that where it was shot on for Japanese television, they cut out pretty much all the violence by blurring it, like you would see in, like, you know, if you've ever seen Japanese films with full frontal nudity, the pubic area is always blurred out. Same here, they blurred out all the violence, which at first is a hinder. At first when you start watching, you're like, oh god, but really you stop forgetting it because the story and the acting is just there, and it brings you in, and the music is awesome. Like, I'm gonna put it at the beginning of the video, the guy who's Lucy Monostone, who doesn't exist, but the song that plays every time that Shinji transfers from a person to a person is awesome song. So yeah, I mean, like, some people are not gonna dig it because of a couple things. One, because the blurring of the gore, they're gonna be mad about that, and two, it's odd. It's an oddball show. I mean, like, the tone is so flip flop. It's crazy, man. You can go from the one scene where it's the chick from Kill Bill. Can't remember her name. The real famous Japanese girl from Kill Bill who is in a schoolgirl outfit and she has a mace and she fights Uma Thurman's character. Cannot remember her name now. I apologize for that. But she's in it, and basically she's like a cult leader at the very beginning of this episode, and it's very dark and very brutal. And you go from that to, like, Amamiya's team explaining to the board what the crimes are about in the absolute just silliest ways possible. The tone is such a flip flop, and it's dark, it's funny, it's strange, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, the last few moments of the show, you'll still be sitting there same as you began, like, what? But something about it is just like, the first episode, I could not follow the first time I watched it. I could not, but for some reason I was sucked in, and I was just like, wow, I love this show. Yeah, so that's MPD Psycho. If I had two complaints. One is there's some very strange use of CGI. And two, I felt the ending was weak. I felt the last episode did not have the oomph that the rest of the show is. But I believe it's the second episode and the fourth episode are absolutely amazing. Those are the two best episodes of the series. Oh, excuse my nose here. Oh, sorry about that. It is. I believe it's shot on video. I'm not 100% sure about that. So if you're not into like the shot on video look, you may not want to check it out. But yeah, you get the stuff super cheap. I highly, highly recommend getting all of this right here. Every episode of the MPD Psycho series. Some of Miike's best work. But because of this show, I have actually began to read the mangas it's based on. And I'm not a manga guy. I do like anime, but I've never really read manga until now. And the book is quite different. I mean, there's a lot of scenarios still happen, but the books are, plot-wise, is quite different. Like, I'm not going to get into it because I'm already over 10 minutes and it'll be tough. But I just give you, I have to be real careful about what I show. Because I could get in trouble with some of this stuff. Don't want to show no nudity. Just swaggy and deal. What's up? Show you some good artwork here. Yeah, right here is the perfect scene. Look at that. Oh god, I can't get in there. Chick just spewing blood. I don't think you can tell what's up. But yeah, she slits her own throat. So yeah, manga and the show are both extremely violent. Like, if you pop these slip covers off here, it actually has scenes from, like, that's the most infamous scene from the show. But in the show, the brain part is all fuzzed out, so you can't really see what's up. Now, from what I've heard rumblings that there is an uncut Japanese version coming out. So, I'm not going to show you the third one because the third one's a big, big spoiler. But I'll show you this one. He's covered in blood. Yeah, I heard rumblings that there could be an uncut version coming out from Japan. And if that's true, maybe someone will grab it up and release it uncut in America. Like, on the back of these boxes it says, since MPD Psycho was filmed for television, the violent footage has been digitally masked with static. Though we attempted to find the footage uncut, it no longer exists. So, I don't know. You know, we'll see. It'd be very interesting if some uncut versions of these come out, because I think that would really, like, push this up in Miike's catalog a little more. But, yeah. MPD Psycho, both... Let me pick them up. Both the show and the manga are both really brutal, really fun, and crazy as hell. So, if you like that kind of stuff, guys, you're going to want to check it out. And, thanks for watching. I don't know why I got up and got so close to y'all. Bye. Well, I can stop it.